Dr. Tan Wah Zi is no stranger to medical missions. One of the missions he has volunteered for overseas was in Yogyakarta in Indonesia after the earthquake there in 2006. In April, he volunteered for his first mission with the Singapore Armed Forces. The 38-year-old anaesthetist from the National University Hospital was deployed to Afghanistan from April 1st to May 31st as part of Singapore's contribution to stabilization and reconstruction efforts in Afghanistan. Generally, most Singaporeans, they try to weasel out reservists, and it's well known. So you not only went for this, you went into a combat zone.
They always say that the grass is greener on the other side. But having worked overseas, you realize that despite its flaws, Singapore is still home. And when I was overseas, I was missing home. And I was when I came home, I was glad to be once again a citizen of the soil that you're standing on. Sounds patriotic. But it's true. Those of us who have been overseas, we look back and feel that we miss home.
Dr. Tan also allayed his family's concerns by reassuring them that the SAF had good protocols and infrastructure to ensure their safety.
Before deployment, all of us were given some training. Well, physical training, weapons training. There was a local training which was about 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Before that, we actually have about a longer, roughly. And before that, we have, I think, a week of training with the Netherlands Armed Forces. This is for the purpose of integration with them, because these are the exact same guys that we were going to be working with in Afghanistan.
Besides having to work in the small confines of containers that served as surgical theatres and coping with fewer staff to assist in operations, Dr. Tan and the rest of the surgical team also faced the problem of language barriers in Afghanistan.
Most of them speak Pashto, which I don't think any of us are conversant in. So to that end, we actually have interpreters. I think the main important thing is the greeting. When you see people in the hospital, you ask them like Sengei, which is how are you?
Sengei.
Yeah, which is how are you? And you ask them for whether they have pain, which is very important in my specialty. Daki, yeah, things like that.
Dr. Tan was involved in 36 surgeries while he was there and said that he learned something valuable from his Dutch counterparts.
I think the most striking thing that they have in their military system is the use of frozen blood, which allows them to store blood for 10 years.
10 years?
This is the Dutch, which is currently what we have right now in the hospitals, is that we store blood at 0 to 4 degrees, which only allow us to store for a month. So if we can sort of look into this system of storing blood for 10 years, I think it will sort of help on the national level as well to alleviate the periodic blood shortages that we have sometimes.
His time in Afghanistan may have been short, but there was no shortage of memorable cases.
Like we have a kid who had a fractured arm, but because the arm was rotated, so we had to do surgery to try and fix it back. There were fatalities while we were there. But these were soldiers who were already dead when they were brought in, so we didn't get to operate on them. So we don't have any patients that died on us in the middle of surgery. Two of the toughest cases, one was probably an adult who was very severely injured. He was shot in the chest, who needed simultaneous resuscitation, anesthesia and surgery at the same time. But we were glad to say that we managed to survive his injuries and our surgery. And the other memorable one was children, difficult children, because children, they scream, they wriggle around, so it's difficult. But we managed to give the anesthesia and do the corrective surgery, and it's nice to see the child smiling, laughing after that.
Dr. Tan said none of the 8-man-strong surgical team could leave the camp as they were within a live combat zone. So how did this bachelor doctor spend his free time?
In our downtime, so to speak. Well, there's a gym you can go to.
Oh, there's a gym?
Yes, a small one, but there's a gym. You can spend your time reading.
Do you
Cook. I think the only thing we are allowed to cook in the sleeping quarters is instant noodles, because you can't really cook because smell and you don't have the equipment, so to speak.
Did putting yourself in a danger zone make you appreciate what you had back at home even more?
Definitely. When you're over there, you realize how privileged Singaporeans as a whole are to have the safety of the country, good healthcare. You realize that how people from other countries are very less fortunate than us, and we should be appreciative of what we have.
Next up, Razor TV speaks to a 30-year-old Army medical officer who was the leader of the Singapore surgical team in Afghanistan.